Kat went through a lot of different emotions today. A lot of people did a great job today in their reactions to finding out this news. I think Colby Muhammad as Kat was the standout, which isn't surprising. She's always pretty damn good. Happy New Year, Beyond the Gates fans, although it wasn't exactly a Happy New Year on the show or in Fairmont Crest. Because obviously the Anita storyline was the only storyline thread throughout the episode. Although I am glad they did that this way. Before I get into it, I do want to say only about 33% of y'all are subscribed to the channel, and I talk about Beyond the Gates probably the most out of any show right now, and probably for the foreseeable future until Love Island starts. So please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Now, going into today's episode, it was all about people finding out that Anita has cancer. We might as well start with Dani. She came to see Bill instead of going to her daughters, Chelsea and Naomi, first and telling them. I don't really know why exactly she had to do that. I feel as though the show was trying to show us that Dani still leans on Bill for strength, even though she probably should lean on Andre because he provides a lot better stuff for her than Bill has or really ever has. But it is their daughters together. Of course, when Dani first arrives, Haley is not happy to see her there. Haley tries to get her to leave. She is sick of Dani always barging in and always thinking she gets what she wants. But Dani tried to tell Haley this is about her and Bill's girls as well. Bill heard all of that commotion. Also, Bill and Haley started the episode talking about St. Bart's again and looking for a new property there, as Haley continues to want to get him to St. Bart's to possibly finish her poisoning job, maybe. But at the rate that storyline's going, they might not get a place in St. Bart's until June or something. But then Bill got a call from work, so we had to walk out of the room. That's when Dani arrived, and then he heard all of the commotion. He came to see what the commotion was about. At first, Bill was upset to see Dani too. But when Dani said her information is about their children, of course, Bill was going to listen. So Bill tried to calmly tell Haley to leave the room because Dani wanted to talk alone. And Dani told him about Anita having cancer, about the cancer gene that she might have, which means if she has it, then Chelsea and Naomi have it as well. We got a moment where Dani prayed that if anyone has the gene, let it be her and not Nicole, because Nicole's been through so much lately. That was nice of Dani, because Dani hasn't had the best year, although Dani's year has gotten a ton better and Nicole's really hasn't. Even on New Year's Eve, a lot of you mentioned how Nicole was suffering alone, crying alone after the news, and everybody else kind of had someone to console them because of ain't shit Ted. So, yeah. Bill wanted to talk to the girls with Dani and agreed to do that. Dani was hoping that Bill would say that, which is why I said that Dani probably went to Bill to lean on him in this moment with their children. Bill, before he went with Dani, tried to tell Haley that Dani is going through a lot right now and it affects the girls, so he has to go talk to the girls with Dani. He didn't tell Haley any more information. Haley was still, of course, not happy that Bill is running along with Dani again, but Haley did say she hopes it all works out for the Duprees, but then, of course, gave a dirty look once Bill left. Now, since Dani went to Bill first before going to her daughters, Chelsea and Naomi were about to visit Anita and Vernon for New Year's Day, for the holiday with balloons and everything, and they overheard Anita talking about cancer. They tried to question Vernon about what she was talking about. Vernon was trying to tell them that Anita needs some rest, but Anita did end up talking to Chelsea and Naomi, and she was the one that had to break her own cancer news to them. They, of course, later went to go see Dani and Bill, letting Dani know that they already found out the information. So Dani felt bad that she was not the first to tell her own children, but Bill calmed them all down, saying that they need to be there for each other. And we had our Hamilton family moment there for a while as they all hugged it out. So, every time someone in that family has a crisis, Bill and Dani are right there together, which is a great thing as ex-partners. I would say that is a great thing. But knowing their history and knowing Dani's toxic pull to Bill, let's see how this all plays a part with her marriage to Andre. I still would like to think it won't do much damage there. I think the damage will still come whenever the effects of Haley's poison starts to take effect on Bill. So that's when I think the Dani and Andre marriage might be in a little trouble. As for Nicole, she was, of course, starting the episode still sad about the news about her mother. She called Ted. Ted was very happy that Nicole was calling him. Old pathetic Ted was very happy thinking Nicole was calling him to wish him a happy new year. That was not quite the case. She wants to talk to him later with some news, ask him some questions. But then Martin and Kat arrived to talk to Nicole. It took Nicole a while to finally get around to telling Kat and Martin the news. That was my only problem with today's episode, is that we as viewers already knew all the news. And so we had to watch all these different characters tell each other the same news, and that got a little redundant. But I still do like that they had a standalone episode just for everyone in the family to really learn about Anita's cancer. When Nicole finally did break the news to Kat and Martin, we had Kat went through a lot of different emotions today. A lot of people did a great job today in their reactions to finding out this news. I think Colby Muhammad as Kat was the standout, which isn't surprising. She's always pretty damn good. She went from sad to a little angry to stubborn once Nicole tried to tell Martin and Kat that they need to get tested because they can have that same gene. And then Kat told her that she's not going to get tested because getting tested is just walking through a minefield waiting to explode, I guess. And Kat had a realistic reaction, in my opinion, in wanting to not find out that she has a higher potential to get cancer, as someone who is a little stubborn with doctors. I understood Kat's points today completely. You all know who have watched me for months or longer that I will call Kat out when I think Kat needs to be called out, no matter what her fandom might say. But today, Kat was realistic to me in being stubborn and not wanting to get tested, because the truth is that even if you test negative for that specific cancer gene, it doesn't mean you're not going to get cancer. So I understood where Kat was coming from, but I also understand why Nicole wants everyone to get tested, and Dani wants everyone to get tested, and everyone to be more cautious. After that, Nicole went to go see Ted. Nicole broke down to Ted and cried about, first she told Ted the information because everyone learned the information about Anita today. Nicole cried that Kat won't get tested. Ted said he wasn't surprised to hear that, which Nicole remarked that Ted always knew Kat better between the two of them. I think they both do a rough job with Kat, if that's the truth. Ted said he would try to get Kat to make the right decision on her own where the test is concerned. Ted is, of course, hoping that Nicole will test negative and they won't even have to worry about getting Kat and Martin tested. Meanwhile, Kat went to go have some drinks to take the edge off of learning that heavy news, and Martin went to go visit Anita. And despite Anita being tired because Anita did have her first procedure today. She wanted to talk to Martin, not about the cancer though. She said she was all talked out about the cancer, which I can't blame her because by the end of the episode I was too. But they talk about his politics for a while. She's glad that he came by to support her. Vernon's happy with that too. The family has been very supportive to Anita thus far, obviously. And we ended the episode with some more heavy scenes with Anita going through a picture book, hearing these memories in her head, looking at her children, moments in her life. Something we all go through. We've talked about this before. Like, if you have a disease, if you have something this bad, your life, of course, is going to start flashing before your eyes. And I feel like that's what happened with Anita here. But it was more of a happier process for her by the end because she told Vernon that no matter what happens, she is at peace because she has loved her life. So that was heavy, but also very good. So yeah, they're killing it with this cancer storyline. I understand why they gave this entire episode dedicated to that because it seems like the writers' brain power is 100% going towards this storyline and certainly no other storylines on the show right now. Kat was the most realistic reaction today, I felt. She went through so many different emotions, including going to get some shots to get the edge off of all of the depressing news that was told to her today. So it was a good episode. It got a little redundant at times. It was technically the last episode of season 1, so the new season kicks off tomorrow. I really hope their writers can start to focus on some other storylines and get some other storylines going, because there's honestly not even a lot of storylines right now. The characters are kind of just going through the motions. Leslie trying to build the free clinic is not exactly like a real good storyline to me, so let's hope for a less depressing New Year for the show, but also just some more good stories besides the Anita cancer storyline.